Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome. The wait is over.
Let's get this thing started.
Welcome, one and all across the nation and around the world. I welcome you all to episode 129 of the In or Out Sports Debate. I'm your host, Drew Willingham, and we are back again for another edition on a Sunday night. And we bring back a 16-time Vaulting Fame inductee who hasn't been here since episode 112 and ready to rock and roll. He's from the Legacy Maker Sports Networks, bringing you great content each and every week, as well as a part of Robb Johnson Media. Give it up for the one and only Robb Johnson. Welcome back there, brother.
Hi.
All ready for the shenanigery here for episode 129. We're going to get this started with round one. See what we have in store for this one.
Round one.
And here with round one, let's take it to some professional wrestling. Cody Rhodes is the modern day Lex Express of the WWE. Rob, how do you feel about this one? Are you in or are you out on this one?
I'm in, but I'm in. I'm in for many different reasons. I'm in. You hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, give me. Go ahead.
No, you're in. So you got
my bad. Shit,
you know how this goes.
I know. I listen.
Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome.
The reason I look so baffled right now is because it's the same thing going on with Cody Rhodes. See that pause I took? You see how I kind of look confused? That's what's going on with Cody Rhodes right now. Okay, so I'm going to explain this to everybody. I'm going to take it from a different angle. So if you think about Lex Luger, the Lex Express, it started on July the 4th, 1993 aboard the USS Intrepid in New York City. The same year the Trade Center got hit. That's a bitch. Anyway, that's crazy. But that's just absolutely crazy. But anyway, here's the thing that I correlated to, right? If Lex Luger never happens, Drew, then we never get the Bret Hart experience. Because remember, Lex Luger was supposed to replace Hulk Hogan. If that truly did happen, what happens, Drew? We never get the Monday Night Wars because Lex Luger showed up on that Monday night, I believe it was in Minnesota, the first night of Monday Night
Nitro. Yeah.
Yep. We never get
in the mall.
Exactly.
Mall America.
Mall of America. We never get Bret Hart, who goes on to have one of the great title reigns, but also The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, Bret Hart really revolutionized, and he was a big part of the Attitude Era. Now, here's the correlation in a way. Cody Rhodes was in AEW. He just said the other day that he manipulated to not win the championship for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. So then he comes to WWE. WWE's on fire. Roman Reigns, the champion. You know how I feel about Roman Reigns. He was a champion, big time, all that good stuff. Cody Rhodes wins the championship. And ever since Cody Rhodes won that championship, WWE's kind of gone downhill. I'm not saying he's the worst champion I've ever seen, but because of his underwhelming reign, AEW, as you told me, would one day be a power. And I think it is a power. Now here's the problem. WWE, Drew, if you think about it, they've been known to do things like this. They're down for a little bit, and then they ramp up the writing and all that good stuff. Especially when people say, "Oh, I want to go to Monday night." TNA, don't go to Monday nights. AEW, don't do it. But like I said, the correlation is so crazy. Like I said, because you have Lex Luger, who the cause and effect gave us the Monday Night Wars. And Cody Rhodes, the cause and effect is that AEW is getting better and WWE sucks at this moment. So if you look at it, it's a lot of similarities, but in different, more dark and twisted ways.
Yeah, I'd say based on your argument and ways about it, I'm going to say things to help you out with yours as well. I'm going to agree and go in. The reason why is because Robb makes really good points, even though it was kind of backwards when it happened with Lex. When it happened with Lex in the 90s, he went to the team that ultimately failed and went down, which I don't see WWE as big as they are going down anytime soon. Because, I mean, the merger with TKO, I think I feel like it had helped them. Now, the ESPN deal, there is reports that they're not happy with it, and that could affect their bottom line at some point. But overall, I would have to say WWE still is in a better position financially than AEW. If you were to ask me this 5 years ago, I would say the same thing. And 5 years from now, I'm going to tell you the same thing. They just have more money to work with because they're a bigger corporation. Yes, AEW is partially funded or was partially started by the Jacksonville Jaguars and Shad Khan, who is the owner, and Tony having his hands within that company as well, being the business of that football team. I just don't see where it's going to affect WWE long term, like the Lex Express in the Monday Night Wars ultimately helped hurt WCW in the long term, because they started out so well, but eventually they didn't know how to manage it, and they mismanaged themselves out of business to where WWE bought them. I see the parallels in how things work together within the storyline between 30 years ago and the Lex Express. Well, it was a little over 30 years ago now, because by now 30 years ago he was back in WCW. But with Lex, I would say, in comparison to Cody, yes, they have the tour bus. They ride around in the tour bus, and they have similarities within their character, the American Nightmare, and in like the American style of what Lex Luger was in the 90s. The difference between the two is Cody's actually getting the push that Lex should have gotten. Had he gotten that push, Lex would not have left. And the difference between an AEW, Cody had a lot to do with how things were written in AEW, because, I mean, he was an EVP. He made it to where he didn't get that title belt for a reason, because had he become an AEW world champion, he would be thought of as winning his first big world championship. Even though he won the NWA heavyweight title, he would have been thought as winning his first big heavyweight championship for AEW, when, since he was a WWE guy, he should have gotten it during a run in WWE.
So Cody Rhodes is a snake because he knew he was going back to WWE all along. So
I feel like he did. Yeah.
So how do we know Cody Rhodes isn't going back to AEW?
We don't.
How do we know he's not going to manipulate a situation again? But you know something? I've been saying this since then. Just like with all these guys who went from WWE to WCW, they were feeding Vince information. But see, I don't think Triple H is that type of guy. I don't think Triple H is as savvy as Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon gets got a lot of flack over the years. But can we all just say that Triple H is not as savvy as Vince McMahon? And can we also acknowledge that Cody Rhodes' daddy was the reason why Triple H was successful in NXT? Not because of Triple H. I hate to say it, but you know something? If you guys think about it, this could be a topic one day down the road. The American Dream, when he died, that's when Triple H's creativity kind of started dwindling a little bit. You know, dwindling out the window a little bit.
He was taking
saying,
credit.
Just saying. So all I'm saying is this: Cody Rhodes, he's a decent, really good wrestler. But I can sit here and say this today, and you know how I feel about John Cena. I'd rather watch John Cena wrestle.
Well, we'll talk about him here in a little bit.
And you know how I feel about John Cena. So I'd rather see Cody. I'd rather see him wrestle than Cody Rhodes. He's not as entertaining. And like I said, and can we say something about Lex Luger? Lex Luger was so much more entertaining and cooler than Cody Rhodes.
Just imagine how you could market Lex today. It was kind of like he was ahead of his time in a way. Because if you had had his character today, with today's marketing ability with social media, they could have probably done a way better job in '94 had we had today's technology, is what I'm saying.
I mean, if you put him against the Judgment Day, put him against a bunch of small dudes, against Dom, against Finn Balor and JD McDonald's. So I mean, hey, and shout out to C-Jax. Shout out to C-Jax. I think 325 of giving me the name JD McDonald's. Cody Rhodes, he's the type of guy where he says, I love you. I respect you. I want to be your friend. We don't care about that. We don't care about that. We bring back guys like Lex Luger who were hardcore and wanted to do something. At least with Lex Express, he was still, Lex. But I will say this real quick, Drew, and this will be my last thing on the topic. I actually think that Lex Luger's character before that, the narcissist, was a missed opportunity by WWE. But that's not the day. The narcissist was a missed opportunity. Huge opportunity.
And it's ironic that you say that, because at some point, if they write it correctly, and if Cody actually turns heel while he's in WWE, we could see them. If he's really trying to be a modern day Lex Luger ripoff, we could see him have some type of character within a narcissist character, because he's a former world champion and he needs to get back to the top when he turns heel.
Hold on real quick. They already tried to make Cody Rhodes the personification of Lex Luger. You know why? Do you remember the gimmick? Dashing. When he was in the mirror?
And then undashing with the mask.
Dashing. So they've already tried it before, dude. So it's not working. The dude sucks. Hey, let's not even get started on the Stardust.
He sucks? What? You said the Stardust.
Hell, his brother played Goldust better.
Yes, but I mean, he was doing that. I mean, he had to do that if he wanted a paycheck. So he had to leave. We already know the story of how he came back, but you bring up a lot of good points. It's going to be interesting to see how the next year to 18 months plays out. Cody Rhodes and WWE, especially when you compare him to Lex Luger.
Roman.
One's up. And speaking of ones, we got a shout out to the fans out here in the chat. Mickey Delaney says, hi, Drew. Hi, Rob. Come on, Rob. Get it together, apparently, from what you were saying 10 minutes ago. Not too sure what you were needing to get it together for, but Sick is here from all the way from Norway says, what's good, everybody? Along with the difference in the 90s is that Luger's run was mishandled. Luger never had the WWF title put on him, and so he left for WCW, which is what sparked the war.
And Cody Rhodes' reign sucks. So what's the difference?
So you think they're trying to make up for not giving Lex the belt with Cody in the 2020s?
No, I think Triple H and Dustin Rhodes and the American Dream made a deal behind the scenes. He said, baby, let me tell you something, Triple H. I'ma help you, but you got to get my son the title one day, baby. That's what happened, probably. Because I mean, what other reason is he a champion? I mean, he's okay. I mean, Cody Rhodes is a U.S. champion at best. He's not a world champion.
In Cody's documentary, where he talks about how Vince wanted him, where Vince flew to him and had the meeting to bring him back to WWE, you think it was all Triple H saying, I promised Dusty that he would get his world title shot or his world title opportunity?
Hey, Drew, listen, if you look at the world right now and everything that's going on, who really knows what the hell is really going on, okay? Because so a dude that went from being the dashing one, Stardust, going to AEW, smashing the throne, and then he gets put back in WWE. He wins the championship of one of the greatest reigns of all time. For what? And the WWE's been a little ever since. I mean, come on, man. Get that title off that man. And he better not lose to Omen Finn either. He better not win. He better not beat Omen Finn either. You're talking about bad booking. The booking has been horrible the last 2 years. It's just been bad. So, and I can kind of direct the booking back then. Even the booking back then, if we go back to the correlation with Lex Luger, it was bad back then in a way. But I don't think it's as bad as this. Because Luger, again, going to WCW was the best thing for business for everybody because it made money in him. This, though, yes, it's making money, but long term, is it really going to help WWE? Because eventually fans are going to stop paying $5,000 for nosebleeds. Eventually.
Very true. Because ever since TKO took over, the prices have gotten out of control to where I'm not even considering going to a show anytime soon. I bet you when they do the VSU stuff, when they do, locally, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like in our area.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you that's going to be out of control the next time if they bring that back over this way. Because
I'd rather go to an AEW show. My last AEW show, I believe, was in Norfolk. I'd rather go to an AEW show for real, and they have more of a diverse portfolio. You know what I'm saying? They got Sasha Banks instead of Liv Morgan screaming.
She's got to have every women's title they've got, though. I mean,
she lost one the other night. So I mean, she's down.
Oh, it was good because the last time I saw her, she had like 24 championships on. That's why I haven't tuned into AEW for a little bit, but I've kind of reversed a little bit.
Give her 30. Give her 30. Okay, as long as she has more than Becky Lynch, I'm happy.
Six said both Vince McMahon and Eric Bischoff dropped the ball with certain talent during the Monday Night Wars. No wonder such wrestlers jumped between promotions.
But it was good that it had happened, though, especially back then. That's what I'm saying, guys. It's good. It's good that Lex left. It's good that it didn't work out because we never would have got the Monday Night Wars. We never would have got Nash and Hall and WCW. We never got the true meaning of what NWO was. But this right here in this era, like I said, there's parallels, but I don't really see the payoff here. I mean, unless, like you said, unless Cody's going to turn heel, unless you have a situation where Roman gets the title back and Cody turns heel, or something happens, or The Rock takes his soul again. I don't know, man. like do something, man.
Or tries to take his soul again, and
I mean,
you can go yourself.
Well, look. All Triple H had to do was listen to The Rock. If he listened to The Rock and Cody Rhodes would have listened, The Rock was trying to take Cody's soul, not John's, because John Cena is boring and he's about hustle, loyalty, respect, and making wishes. I don't know,
man. He's and Sick even says after this, I don't see how Cody Rhodes could be compared to Lex Luger.
Oh, there's so many comparisons.
And he said Robb read his mind with dashing Cody Rhodes' character.
First of all, they're both black. They're both black Americans.
Oh man. By the way, the Cosmic Brothers were a great tag team. And Dusty would have referred to Triple H as a kid. And Six said he liked the Stardust character. Along with Corey Mann, my guy with two N's in the house, says, what's good, fellas? And what's good, our guy over here, out here in the chat. Along with, if Cody turns heel, he should revert to his natural dark hair. Of course. That's what I thought he was doing when he turned his hair jet black in AEW for like 2 episodes. And then he went back to the bleach blonde hair. That was right before he actually came back to WWE. That was literally for 2 episodes. And then he was back to the blonde hair. So that was his AEW run with that.
He's the black hat.
Corey said the only one that was bad was Brett going to WCW.
No, that wasn't bad. It was a good thing. It was a good thing.
For Goldberg to knock out his career?
No, I think it was a good thing because, again, he did all he could do in WWE. He went to WCW for a purpose. And like I said, a lot of these moves that happened in the 90s, if they had not happened, we would not have the wrestling that we have today. So sometimes things just happen. Mercedes Moné is doing the Ultimate Dragon with the multiple championships so far. Go to hell. How about that? Sick Diggy or whatever the hell your name is. Go to hell.
Why are you raging on Sick?
Dissing Mercedes Moné. Talking about the mod doing. No, she's better. She's better. Ultimate Dragon was back then. He had his thing. Leave Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné, alone. When she comes back to WWE, she'll beat up all these girls again. Bank statement and stuff. That's nice. You're nice, but don't compare my Mercedes Moné to the Ultimate Dragon. 2 different styles of wrestling. Yes, they had all the belts, but Mercedes has the good belts. What?
Wow. Out here with the raging. And he says Femi needs to beat Cody, establish him as Thanos before hitting the main roster.
We know this, but we know it's not going to happen because Triple H, cue the Booker T. Cue the Booker T.
I don't think I have a Booker T.
Please don't. I'm glad you don't because of
surprise, motherfucker.
It is to me, at least.
Yeah, please don't. I'm thank God you don't.
He went to WCW for the money. He wasn't a part of anything important on the WCW side. And Corey says, let me stir this up. And Six says, Rob, you can have her. She's all yours, fam.
Oh, thank you, Sick Diggy. I appreciate that, buddy. You're a good guy.
You're now friends again. You're
a good guy. You're a good guy, Sick Diggy.
Mercedes have all them Temu titles.
Hey, Corey. Hey, Corey. Hey, Corey. Corey. I bet you won't come onto the stream. Come on, let's go. I like you, Corey. But guess what? Mercedes Monet, aka Sasha Banks, the women's division WWE has sucked for years now.
We gotta schedule a trios edition.
Mercedes. Hey, listen, is this a team move time? No, this is the Rob Jones Championship. No, it's my belt is like Sasha Banks. All good, all gold.
If Mickey said, Rob, stay in your lane. Leave Sick alone. He does not know what he's talking about.
Oh, hell. Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't say that, because Sick, whenever you have a name like Sick Diggy, I'm Sick Diggy, I mean, you're sick and you dig it. So, I mean.
Let me talk to you.
This guy. Did you just really show us the knockoff of The Rock and Stone Cold? Yeah. 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 No.
So as we open this first round of, and Corey says we could set it up so he could join a stream with you later on. So we might have your 19th appearance scheduled since we've already got your 18th appearance. We're talking about.
I mean, if you want a shot at my championship, you gotta let me know 6 months in advance.
What's that?
And then Corey says the women's division has sucked. Oh, hell no.
So Corey, man, let me ask you a question. So you're a fan of Liv Morgan and her come on TV? I'm Liv Morgan and I have Dirty Dom with me. Or how about this? How about Charlotte Flair with all her plastic? Oh God. I mean, really? You just made Jade Cargill your champion and her contenders are Misha and Be Fabulous?
Bruh.
A cleaning product? You made Be Fabulous a cleaning product? Her best competition? What the hell is going on out here? And her hair is red. She doesn't even have the purple Be Fabulous. What the hell is going on out here? What the fuck is going on, man? Come on, dude.
Bruh.
Don't even get me started on listen, check this out real quick. Hold on. Do you guys know that the last PLE, guess who the contender was for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship? Nikki Bella. Yes, that Nikki Bella, the Divas champion. You mean to tell me, ladies and gentlemen, the WWE can't find a better contender than Nikki Bella? Breast implants, Nikki Bella. Got left by John Cena, Nikki Bella. Can't hold a relationship, Nikki Bella. Sucks in the ring, Nikki Bella. You can look, but you can't touch Nikki Bella. Her sister is married to a vegan. What the hell is going on? The women's division sucks. Bring back Bianca Belair.
Denied.
Sick of this shit. Sick of this damn shit.
Oh, that was great. That was absolutely great. Corey says he has too much to type right now after everything that you just said. And what in the all types of blue hell is going on
In
out
the
here?
world. I saw B Fabulous live in person. They should call her D Fabulous. There ain't nothing fabulous about her wrestling in the ring. Jesus Christ.
There really isn't.
And that's my hit. And that's my hit row story, and I'm sticking to it.
Bring back Bianca Belair.
Whose house? Whose house? Who they get rid of? Swerve's house. Big dummies.
Round 2.
Let's take it to round 2 for some NFL action. The NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys will overcome the insurmountable challenge ahead and make the playoffs. Rob, how do you feel about this one? Are you in or are you out on this one?
I'm out. Been out since week 1. Look, Drew, I'll tell you this. The Cowboys aren't built for this year. They're built for more. See, Dak Prescott being 32, almost 33 years old, I compare this more to the run they had 2014, 2016, stuff like that, 2013, 2016. Dak will be out of Cowboys job probably, I would say, in the next 3 years. Give it 2.5, 3 years, stuff like that. They're more built for next year. They got the Quinn Williams in there. They're going to get healthy in the secondary. They got the young secondary back there. Right now, the NFC is just too tough. They put themselves in a hole. But as everybody knows now, teams like Carolina, teams like Chicago, games that they usually would have won in the past, those teams were better than the people gave them credit for. But what really did Dallas in was probably the Arizona Cardinals loss, which at the beginning of the season, I had actually called that game, the game where the Cardinals were going to take off. But as you know, the Cardinals have lost a bunch of games, close games throughout the season. Now they completely imploded. So I just think that next year would be the year for them to make any type of run they're going to make. But the problem is that you still have so many good young teams and even veteran teams in the NFC. I expect the Giants to be better next year. I expect Washington to be back by next year with their cap room, and I expect Jay Daniels to be back. So it's going to get harder. So unless the Philadelphia Eagles, who I continue to say, I said before the season, are the better team this year, unless they completely implode, when you got the Chargers, the Raiders, the Commanders twice, and I think they have Buffalo. So if Philadelphia implodes and Dallas wins the division, to me, it can be a waste because I think Dallas will lose in the first round anyway. They're just not built for this year. I think they're more built for 2026 and beyond. But to me, no. Philadelphia should not lose this division. If Philadelphia loses this division, that would be like one of the biggest choke jobs that we've seen since probably the Mets. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, Nick Sirianni could possibly lose his job. This Eagles team is too talented. They're too good. Dallas still has a very tough schedule. And the Christmas Day game, I think they're going to lose to Washington. Even though Washington is struggling right now, I think Washington's going to win that game. I think Minnesota's going to beat them next week. I can only see Dallas winning about 2 more games probably. That's just my opinion. I think the playoffs are gone. But if Philadelphia loses tomorrow night, and let's say somehow they'll beat the Raiders, but let's say they lose a couple more games, there could be a chance. But honestly, Drew, I don't see it. I think the Eagles are the better team. Eagles need to go ahead and close this thing out.
You bring up some really great points. And we can't agree on everything on this show. So for the sake of debate and because I feel like arguing for a change, I'm going to go in. The Eagles have lost 2 straight games, and it looks like they're going to potentially lose a third one when they face a team real soon when it comes to the Chargers tomorrow night. The Chargers have been a hot team this year. Old Harbaugh leading them to an 8-4 record, which is the same record that the Eagles currently have. And they've been beating some pretty good teams along the way. And when you look at what the Chargers have done, even though it's only a 1-game winning streak, they did just win a recent contest, which was last week against the Raiders. Yes, you want to say the Raiders are an easy team. I will say the Raiders are an easy team, but they have momentum going against a team that's lost 2 straight games in the Eagles. And the Eagles do have a tough matchup next week. Not just this week, but next week they do as well. And I feel like they're going to have 4 straight losses when they face a team that has a lot to not play for, except for bragging rights, in the Raiders. Yes, you like how I hyped that one up. But the Eagles still have to face the Commanders, the Bills, and the Commanders again. Depending on how the results of today's game between Jaden Daniels getting his elbow banged up again, and then Ertz went down with the knee injury. We don't know the extent of that. That could impact those last 2 out of 3 games against the Commanders. But before today, I've been doing the preparation for this show and guessing that you would be out on that one. I was going to sit here and say that tomorrow I see the Eagles losing their 3rd straight game to the Chargers, dropping to 8-5, and the Chargers improving to 9-4. They will beat the Raiders the next week, improving to 9-5. And depending on how the Commanders' injuries will affect them, they could split against them. But I feel like the Commanders, with what they've been putting in the past few weeks leading up to this week, even though they got blanked by the Vikings, they themselves have a lot to play for in bragging rights, a lot more than the Raiders. So
let me ask you
Eagles
this real
will lose to the Bills,
Yeah.
and they will probably split the Commanders, which only leaves them with 10 wins for the season. That's not enough. They're going to finish 10-7, and they are going to make the playoffs. But the Cowboys will find a way to get in with the wild card regardless. One of these two teams gets a division and the other one gets a wild card, but the Cowboys will win a bunch of these last games. What they have, they got to face the Vikings, which they will beat the Vikings regardless of the 31 points they put up on the Commanders. The Cowboys are a different team right now and much better than the Commanders. They will beat the Chargers the week after that. They will beat the Commanders, and they will beat to win 4 straight games. That's how the Cowboys end this season. They're going to end this season with the record of 10-6-1.
Let me ask you this, though, because I'm trying to remember this because I really forgot how the ties work. So because they have the tie, that's like a half a win, correct?
Yes.
It's like a half a win. So, but the thing is that the Eagles get to 11 games, they win a division. So all you got to do is win 3 more games, basically, and they win a division.
And they tied the Packers.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But it's like I said, Drew, if you go back and look through the Cowboys' actual schedule, they have really honestly nobody to blame but themselves, in a lot of ways, because
they could win these last 4 games though.
They could, but they have to also look at they got very lucky. Like the Giants game earlier this year, they should have lost that game. There's a lot of you even look at the Packers game. The Packers game, they had a chance to win that. So you win that game, you win. You weren't going to beat the Broncos, but they at least should have been more competitive against the Cardinals. They caused those mistakes in that game. When I look at the Eagles, it is very hard for me to think to myself because again, like you said, all they got to do is beat the Raiders once and beat the Commanders twice. They beat the Commanders 3 times last year. But the thing is, could you really see no, I'm sorry, they beat them twice because they beat them at home. Could you really see Marcus Mariota? But it's crazy, Drew. Yet you bring up a crazy point. Because if you remember in 2023, what was the guy's name for Seattle? It was a Monday night. It was one of the craziest games I ever saw. Drew Lock. It was Drew Lock, I believe.
Yes.
Beat the Eagles on Monday night. And right now, still is constituted today. Is Drew Lock better than Marcus Mariota? No. No. So could Marcus Mariota come out and have one of his vintage games against Philadelphia now that and also you got to remember something too. I will say this about that Washington game. Deebo Samuels does play very well against the Eagles for some reason. It's like his arch enemy. And we haven't seen them go against each other yet this year. He really does not like those guys, and they don't like him. So could I see the Commanders doing the unthinkable? Possibly, but if you're the Eagles, man, you can't let that happen. Especially after what happened today against Minnesota. You can't have that happen, brother. Like, I just don't see it, Drew. But like I said, if it does happen, Dallas does miraculously got into the playoffs. I don't see them lasting around. Like I said, I think that this team is more built for next year and the year after that. Some draft picks. You got 2 draft picks coming up, et cetera, in the first round. I think they're more built for next year. So I think kind of in their sake in a way so that they don't get the fans all hype up and all crazy because, like I said, me personally, I came in the season thinking the Eagles were better. I think the Eagles are still the better team going into next year as well. They have the better roster because they're going to get better. But if it somehow does happen, it would take a miracle, but it would be an all-time collapse by the Philadelphia Eagles, man. And I just don't.
If the Eagles lose tomorrow night, and split their last 4 games, they lose 2 and they win 2, the Cowboys will have a better record.
Well, wait. So
Cowboys will be 10-6-1, and the Eagles will be 10-7. And the Cowboys have split the Eagles this year. So I feel like with a 10-6-1 record, that's better than 10-7.
Yeah, but they have 8 wins, so they win 3 games, they'll give them 11, right? So that Dallas won't win division.
No, I'm saying if they lose 3 games, they lose
3 games. I got
they
you.
lose against the Chargers tomorrow night. They lose against the Bills, and then they split the Commanders, which gives them a loss, which would be 3 out of 5. I feel like the Commanders can win one of those 2 games. So
what about the Raiders? What about the Raiders game?
They'll beat the Raiders. They'll beat the Raiders.
They'll beat the
Raiders. They'll split the Commanders, but you still lose to the Commanders one time. You lose to the Bills and you lose to the Eagles. You're only getting 2 wins out of that. You finish 10-7. The Cowboys, if they go on a run and win these next 4 games, 10-6-1, and it's very doable. The chances are slim. But the way the Eagles have played this year, they have had moments where they have just absolutely sucked. So because of that, I'm going to argue in favor of the Cowboys for a change, even though y'all going to disagree.
But here's the problem, too.
The Cowboys are trash.
Here's the problem, too, Drew, when you look at that. If you're either the Cowboys or the Eagles winning this division, you're probably going to have to go against the NFC West team.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to lose the first round, but the fact that you'll still get there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, I don't see it, man. I don't see it. It's that is crazy, man. That is so crazy. George Pickens has 1,179 yards. Justin Jefferson has 810.
Well, yeah, because he hasn't had consistent help with the quarterback position, and JJ McCarthy's been all over the place all year.
JJ looked decent today, which is
his first good game of the year, really.
Yeah, which could be a good or a bad thing for the rest of the league. But like I said, I'm not a fan of JJ McCarthy. But like I said, Drew, I'll give you a little bit of kudos here. But you know me, man. I've been a Cowboys fan probably since like 1993. But at the same time, I don't subscribe to this delusion that everybody else has, because at the end of the day, you know how I am. I've covered the Commanders. I've covered other teams. Hey, man, I tell you how it looks. I tell you how it is when I see it. And I'll be honest with you, very honest at this moment, and I don't think anybody will ever hear me say this. I am truly sad right now about the NFL season. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I do not like what is happening with Jaden Daniels. I know this is off topic of the Cowboys, but this is NFC East, since we're talking NFC East. It saddens me, man, because I loved watching this Commanders team play last year. It was exciting. And then to see the diversion back is just bothering me. But like I said, the NFC East as a whole, the Eagles and the Cowboys better get it while they can get it now. Because I think by next year and the year after that, we're going to see the Commanders and the Giants completely take off. So the old NFC East we were used to, I think we're going to get that back. That's what makes me sad, is we don't have that old NFC East like we used to. So Cowboys have just as much chance to make the playoffs as being a better women's division outside of WWE. Well, I suggest Corey go watch the WFA, women playing football. I cover that as well. Maybe you want to come with me and do that. If not, then we have nothing to talk about, sir. Anyway, respect the women. But yeah, and shout out to Mercedes Monet again. But yeah, I give it to the Eagles. But if the Cowboys were to make the playoffs, it'd be pretty wild. But I'll tell you like this, Drew. I think a lot of Cowboys fans know what the results would be. But hey, it's all good. You never know who's gonna make the playoffs. Look at Notre Dame today.
True, very true.
Yeah, never know. But that's why guess what? That's why the regular season matters, folks, and that correlates to the NFL as well. That's why the regular season matters.
Got to get the reps. Got to get the time.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of the reps and the time, we got breaking news we got to drop before we get to round 3. That breaking news is this. The wait is over. Kyle Nash returns and gets his wish, because Robb's returning next week, and the two of them will go head-to-head in a Trios edition next Sunday, 8:30, 5 p.m. Eastern time, a little bit later than start time tonight, because Kyle will be finishing up his Sunday night podcast, but he wants to go toe-to-toe with Robb Johnson. So, Robb, glad that you can make it next week and go toe-to-toe with Kyle Nash. Do you have any parting words before we go to the next round on this topic?
Hey, Kyle. How you doing, buddy? I just want to tell you that I heard you talk a little SHIT. If you don't know how to spell that, if you don't know how to spell that word spells shit. Heard you talk a little shit to Robb Johnson about Robb Johnson. I know he's you know what, Kyle Nash? You know who you remind me of right there? You remind me of Jim Carrey when he played in the Batman movie. Or was it Two-Face? What's up with the hair going over there, sir? Huh? Let me tell you something, Kyle Nash. I'm Kevin Nash, and I will powerbomb you through the table next week. I'm the real Kevin. I'm the real Nash.
I thought I was the real Kevin Nash. Look at me.
You can call me Nash Bridges if you like. Next week we go one-on-one, and I'm going to crush you. Put my face back up here, Drew.
You have your face on the other one. You're both here.
No. I'm going to crush you like an episode of Seinfeld. I am going to own you like George Steinbrenner owned the Yankees. I am going to show you who the man, the myth, and the legend is. Coined phrase by somebody I know who started Legacy Mega Sports Network. What's up, Darrell?
He was here last week.
Yeah, I know. What's up, Darrell? I just want to tell you, I am going to take you down like Game Time 365, Larry Patterson. 365 days a week. I'm taking you down. Sir, I hope you're prepared. I hope you're prepared. Before you come on this episode, make sure you get some water with lemon so you can cleanse your soul. Make sure you get some sour cream so you can get your nutrients in, because this is going to be the last time you ever appear on this show, sir. I am going to take you out like Batman did back then when you were trying to take people's souls. The Riddler. That's right. You're the Riddler. I'm going to take you down like Batman took you down. Even after you came to my house and you robbed my house and took my girl, I'm going to come back and get you and make you look crazy and put you in the crazy home like Batman did the Riddler back then with Jim Carrey. Kyle Nash, prepare. That's it. I'm done.
Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome.
That was our breaking news. Robb was probably one of the greatest promos we've ever had on this show as he was responding to Kyle Nash. I'm going to have to find the video clip where he actually challenged you on the last episode and make like a short out of it now because of what you were able to just accomplish. With that being said, let's take it on into round 3 and see what we have in store for that one.
Round 3.
Now it's time to talk about LeBust James. The inconsistency with LeBron James playing time will play a factor in his sudden retirement next year. Robb, how do you feel about this one right here? Did I hear you yelling?
The man just came back. He's 40 years old. He's about to turn freaking 41 or so. Was he 40 now? Or is he 39?
40.
He's 40. He's about to turn 41.
He'll be 41 this month.
He's about to be 41. The man's still dropping dimes. He won in Toronto the other night. I mean, listen, man. Shout out to let me tell you something. Whose name I'm not going to talk about, but it was just outside the other day. I'm not gonna say her name, but it was outside the other day. And I'm gonna tell you something, buddy. No, I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna leave him alone. So look, LeBron is still a great player. The Lakers are still doing good. I think they have a game tonight as well. I think they're currently playing as we speak. LeBron will be fine, guys. I mean, he's 41 years old. Right now, the Oklahoma City Thunder are the best team in the NBA. There's nothing the Lakers would have done against them anyway. I mean, if they somehow were to play them in the playoffs and they miraculously won the game, I'd be like, you know what? congratulations to the Lakers. But right now they're losing to the Philadelphia 76ers. LeBron James has 10 points at the half, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Not many 35-year-olds can do that. They are Luka Doncic is back tonight, et cetera, et cetera. The Lakers will be fine. My Bulls are getting beat again, bunch of bums. LeBron will be fine. LeBron's 41. He's the all-time leading scorer. What more do you want from him, Drew? You know what, Drew? You know what? You're becoming Skip Bayless, and it's pissing me off. It's fucking pissing me off. Okay, it's pissing me off because you're becoming Skip Bayless, and I don't understand. Man. Come on, Drew. What the hell was that?
Well, I mean, you did compare myself to somebody who used to formerly work
Espen.
I mean, listen, who doesn't want skip money? I mean, come on, man.
Bruh.
I want skip money. I mean, I still take skip over some of these dudes any day, man, over TV, but that's just me. But like I say, he's 41 years old. He's getting healthy. He has a sciatica. I mean, you know, I know people who've had sciatica in a situation. It's kind of debilitating. It messes with the rest of your body. So he's getting older. Of course, we know this. So I'll give him a couple more weeks, and I think he'll get healthy. Anyway, damn LeBron James, love man. Damn shame, man. This is a damn shame. Damn shame. You know what? Just like LeBron James, I'm about to drink my lemon and live.
Well, I will definitely disagree with this. I am in.
Of course you are.
If you're not going to hate on him, I will. Because, yes, sciatica is very real, and you bring up a very good point. No, I want to make sure I acknowledge the fact that I was not poking fun at that because I have sciatica. I understand how it is out here in these streets. But if you know you have such a bad problem with your back, which you know you're going to be pretty physical for 80-plus games, we've been watching you do load management for the last 10 years. That should have paid off by this point to where you can play more games and not play 2 or 3 and then take a whole week off and then show up and play some more. Yes, you've just played recently and you're going to play again and you're going to take some more time off and then you're going to play again. And then you're going to take some more time off, go on vacation, have a nice Taco Tuesday, and then show up again. And
I challenge most of you dudes out there to go to the YMCA and play on Saturday and Sunday and tell me how you feel on a Monday.
Oh, yeah, be tired.
And then mixed up. And then I want you guys to mix in. This is what I want everybody to do. I want everybody to get on a plane. I want them to go to Minnesota. I want to get off the plane, go play some basketball for like 40 minutes, right? Then I want you to sleep in a hotel. I want you to get back on the plane. I want you to fly to California. I want you to play basketball some more. Then I want you to get on the plane again, go to Texas, go to San Antonio, Houston. I don't give a damn where you go. Go play some basketball. Then I want you to go fly to somewhere, Louisiana or whatever, right? Then fly halfway across the country to Portland. Play some basketball again. Tell me how your body feels. A lot of you folks out there do not understand what it takes to play the game. And it's sad because LeBron is 40. He's still putting his body through these things, and it's difficult. But as I said, I can't be mad at you because at the same time we have to analyze. See, the problem in sports broadcasting today is we become a little bit. It's a balance. You don't want to be too hard. You don't want to be too soft. So I understand where you're coming from, Drew. I understand where you're coming from totally. If you're gonna play, play. If you're not, request a trade. Let the leg. So are you coming from? Let me ask you this: are you coming from the perspective that you're looking at the Lakers? You want the Lakers to get younger. If you're not going to be able to play, go somewhere else. Are you so if you're LeBron, maybe go to an Orlando, come off the bench or something like that. Is that what you're saying? So if you're not, don't.
We got traded in that case.
Are you basically saying don't hold the team hostage? Is that what you're trying to say?
Of course, we've been holding the team hostage for years.
Well, let me ask you something. How many championships have the Pelicans won in the last 5 years?
Absolutely none.
How many have some of these other teams won? And the Lakers won one 5 years ago. I mean,
it's a bubble championship. It doesn't count.
Drew, I'm so sick and tired of hearing about the bubble championship. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something, Drew.
It's a bubble
The
championship.
well, let me tell you something about the bubble championship. There were people who were actually living during COVID at their homes and were going crazy. So just imagine leaving your home, going to Orlando, living at Disney World, where the food was trashed, as I hear, and there was a bunch of other trash going on, and you had to go through those circumstances just to play some
That's
basketball.
not the argument. The argument is they had like 5 or 6 months in between when the regular season was put on pause and when they had bubble championship. Everybody who was worn down from the leagues from this regular season had time to rest, and that's how they became bubble champions. The
Well, let me
team that
ask you
they
this.
were when they went on break, they would not
Well,
have
what
won the
happened?
NBA Finals that year.
Well, they had one of the best records in the league, so yes, they would have. So, what happened to the Clippers? The Clippers got healthy. Kawhi Leonard got healthy, right? Didn't Kawhi Leonard get healthy during that time? He's always getting hurt. You had a bunch of other players who were able to get to heal up, get their injuries, and all the other stuff. Chris Paul didn't win a championship. I mean, he was on a pretty decent team at that time. Um, I mean, the biggest thing is the Eastern Conference. You let the AC Miami Heat get to the finals. Now, if they hadn't got to the finals, somebody else had gotten there. That'd been a different story. But the Eastern Conference allowed the Miami Heat to get to the finals. That is on the Eastern Conference. Because I can guarantee you, if it wasn't the Miami Heat and it was somebody else, the Lakers would have been a lot more challenged than what they were against the Miami Heat. You let the 8 seed twice in a 5-year period get to the finals. That's on the Eastern Conference. And they beat the Nuggets. The Nuggets were well rested. You had Nikola Jokic on that team. They beat the Nuggets.
They did.
They beat the Nuggets. Okay? They beat the Houston Rockets, who at the time had James Harden, and they were very hot during the regular season. I'm just saying.
Well, Six says he could care less about LeBum shame. It makes no difference whether or not the Lakers make the playoffs. And Robert Parrish was better at age 40 to 41 compared to LeBum shame. And yes, it was a bubble championship. Everybody was under COVID lockdown.
I don't know what to say after that.
You got him, Sick. All the way from Norway, another country, to the USA, just straight effed up Rob Johnson. Just straight effed him up. But as a result of your promo earlier, he said he does look forward to Kyle Nash's response. So next week will be electric. Speaking of electric, to get Rob's electricity back flowing, to try to come up with a response if he can to what you just said. Maybe not. When you throw in 97, Robert Parrish retired with the championship ring with the Bulls at age 42. Rob, stew on that as we take our one and only commercial break. We'll be back here in 2.5 minutes.
Hey, what's good, everybody? This is your boy Corey, host of The Grind, where we talk about all things WWE. You can catch The Grind every single Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on Sertoba Media. If you're not following Sertoba Media, then what are you doing? Like, share, subscribe. There are many different things that we have available on Sertoba Media for your viewing pleasure. And what else you got to do on a Saturday afternoon? Come spend some time with me. Come spend some time with my colleagues on this platform. Help us be able to bring everything that you all want to see. Matter of fact, you know what? If you ain't did it yet, I got something for you. Stay true to what you do. Stay true to why you do. And always stay true to you.
Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen. Hey, look. Hey, stop playing games. Y'all already know. Go ahead and toss him some Willie bucks. Ain't nobody playing around. $sign D Willie 87. Go ahead and hit him up on the Cash App and go ahead and give him some Willie bucks. Look at Drew looking stoic, ladies and gentlemen. Stoic on that $10 bill. So go ahead, slide my man over some Willie bucks, and we good. That's all I'm saying. We good. Some Willie bucks.
Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome.
Do you like talking sports? Do you like entertainment? Do you like the occasional series of heated discussions?
Are you in and out, Drew?
With that said,
Drew, I'm hearing a bunch of stuff in your mind. I know you know this team very well. Are you in and out, my friend?
Then you must see this. Drew Willingham versus random panelists. Who wins? You decide on the In or Out Sports Debate. Live. Whenever the we feel like it. Eastern Standard Time. Exclusively on Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome.
Welcome back to the In or Out Sports Debate, episode 129. We are live, back from the one and only commercial break with 2 more rounds left to go. We've already gone through the first 3 with 2 left to go. Let's take it to round 4 and see what we've got in store for that one.
Round 4.
And here we go, back to professional wrestling, Rob. The Rock will return at Saturday night's main event and have a face-off with John Cena before beating Gunther. Are you in or are you out on this one?
I'm out.
Tell us.
Well, see, first of all, John Cena is not beating Gunther. Second of all, I don't see The Rock showing up unless it's going to be the first match. So he's not going to be the main event. So I just don't see it happening. The only way you bring The Rock back is if you're going to extend John Cena's career. Maybe have John Cena do another something else at WrestleMania with The Rock, etc. Maybe The Rock comes out and challenges him. Tries to understand why he sold his soul back and etc. I just don't see it. To me, this one is self-explanatory. Gunther beats John Cena. John Cena goes out and goes out. I don't know. I just feel like this whole retirement tour has been a complete and utter waste of time and failure. I think that if you're going to look at how to book a farewell tour, you look at how AEW did Stings. That's all I really got, man, because like I said, this story is really not that impressive to me.
You brought the championship. I'm going to bring out mine. Since you're burying John Cena, I will have to disagree and go in. You're a champ, and I'm a champ. You have your belt, and you have your belt, and I have my belt. I'm getting the case of the Rob Johnsons, tripping over myself because John Cena's last match, the last real champion. You are the last real championship showing up tonight for 17. Never seen 17 with your championship, and you now have 17 times on this show. As the Never Seen 17 was just recently the Intercontinental Champion, and he had won the WWE Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania. It might have been in a shitastic way, but he still did it at WrestleMania. Okay? The Rock is going to interfere in this match. He has to. It's the only way you can make what happened before an Elimination Chamber make sense. He has to get his get back. He's going to interfere. So even though I wrote this question with an in for Gunther. I may have to slightly disagree with this topic and say that I agree with you in the one hand that he's going to lose to Gunther. But I'm going to have to be in overall on this. He's going to lose to Gunther if he faced him specifically one-on-one. But they will have a face-off afterwards because The Rock is going to interfere and help John Cena win against Gunther. And he's going to have to get his get back at WrestleMania. And they're going to face off against each other. And the reason why is John Cena is going to be upset that he interfered in his match to help him win when he didn't do anything after the Elimination Chamber to help him go forward with his storyline against Cody and win the championship. It wasn't there to do anything after WrestleMania. So, John Cena, the one that I'm going to put his picture up right now, I'm going to refer to him as John Cena, rated R John Cena, for his heel run that lasted all of just a few months. John Cena, rated R style. The PG-13 version of the rated R superstar, and John Cena. I timed out. I'm giving you your time.
Hey, Corey, man, I got something to show you, buddy. You see this right here? You see this? Do you see this? Why are they bringing back all the Divas champions? Here's a quote from Michelle McCool, who has ruined the Dead Man podcast. Michelle McCool says she has one more run left in her.
Are you trying to say that that's going to be a better run than John Cena?
It's going to be fucking worse. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, listen, bro, at this point, why not bring back the Fabulous Moolah? You know what? Hell, dig Hulk Hogan up and bring him back. Shit. Bring back Andre the Giant. You know what? Here's another thing. Why not bring back Ted DiBiase and have him defend the $1 million championship against Virgil? Oh, that's right, he's dead. Rest in peace, Virgil. Why not bring back Macho Man Randy Savage? Oh, he's gone. Rest in peace, Macho Man. Why not bring back? Oh, you can't bring him back. You know what?
Now, that is absurd.
How about bring back Lord Tenzai and recreate that era? How about that?
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, to the no.
At this point, let's bring back Maven. Who else should we bring back in this? Oh, I know. Let's bring back the real American, Jack Swagger.
That's terrible.
Shit. Who else am I thinking about here? Oh my God. How about this? How about we have a main event at WrestleMania between Nia Jax and Piper Niven?
What?
I said Nia Jax and Piper Niven.
What?
I said Nia Jax and Piper Niven.
What?
I said Nia Jax and Piper Niven.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
I said Nia Jax and Piper Niven.
Yeah.
How about this? How about this? I know it can really get the fans going. How about we have a match between Nia Jax and Awesome Kong?
Stop it. Get some help.
and she'll tell us by the second show that she's pregnant again.
Say what again? Say what again?
Wait. You remember that? How about this? How about we bring back Bret the Hitman Hart and have him go in an exhibition match against Goldberg in Saudi Arabia?
Ain't nobody care. Who cares? Ain't nobody care.
I said, how about we bring back Goldberg against Bret Hart for the WCW Television Championship? I said, okay, how about this?
You guys want to hear a fucking story?
How about we bring back The Undertaker and finally have him go against Sting in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, my brother, testify.
Because as they say, boy, Triple H is cooking right now. He's cooking. He's cooking. Oh, how about this? How about this? How about this? I got a great idea, Drew. How about this? I have an excellent idea. At WrestleMania 44 in Saudi Arabia, the Brothers of Destruction versus the New Age Outlaws.
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, no, to the no, no.
Okay. How about we bring back the Cruiserweight division and we have Pac and we bring back X-Pac. He goes against Juventud Guerrero.
Now, that is absurd.
How about, hear me out right now, because you know Triple H is cooking, right? How about we have Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 46 go against the Ultimo Dragon?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Okay, I got more. If you guys are willing to listen, I've got more. Okay, how about this?
What?
About we bring back Alundra Blaze, and she goes against Booker T's wife. Oh, I know we'll get the people going though, Drew, for real. How about we have a kendo stick match between Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett? The winner gets the woman.
You can't handle the truth.
Okay. How about Would
you please shut the hell up?
Hear me out.
Again. Say what again?
I promise. Last one, I promise. Dominic Mysterio against Chavo Guerrero Jr. The winner gets to bring back either Chris Benoit's legacy, or would they get to give the confession about Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero and how they were actual more than friends. But I'm sorry.
You like that? You like that?
Okay,
stay off the weed.
I'm done. I promise. And shout out to Chavo Guerrero. Shout out to Dom Mysterio. Dom Mysterio, we all know that you're Eddie's son. We all know that.
Stop it. Get some help.
Oh man. Oh, true. I got one more. How about this?
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, to the no.
How about this? I got two more. Just real quick and I'm done. I promise. Two more. How about this?
What?
How about we get the Nation of Domination and WrestleMania 46.
What?
DX.
What?
And then we do a Netflix documentary on Vince McMahon, how he killed all the people.
What? Say what again? Say what again? Acknowledge me.
Ropes just don't break, ladies and gentlemen.
True.
Vince McMahon, we're on your ass, even though we black you.
Six says, I would agree that McCool has ruined the Undertaker's podcast.
Hey, Sick Dick, you try to get on my side now?
Piper Niven is injured.
We know that asshole.
Ted DiBiase Sr. has been dealing with severe brain trauma since 2023.
So has Wendy Williams, but she's coming back.
Actually, Rey Mysterio versus Ultimo Dragon would be a good idea back in 2004.
Well, this is 2025, Diggy.
Not Queen Charmel.
yes, Queen Charmel, Diggy. You're the man, Diggy.
Actually, a Lions Den rematch between Steve Blackman and Ken Shamrock wouldn't be a bad idea.
You know what, Diggy? How about this? Ken Shamrock versus Brock Lesnar tomorrow night on Raw, the main event. Hey, listen, how about this? Lesnar versus Shamrock in the Texas Death Match. The loser leaves town. just like Vader said. Like Vader said when he was on Boy Meets World. Loser leaves town.
How about DOA versus Los Barracudas or Boracus? I probably butchered it. Boracus.
How about Conan and the Filthy Animals versus DX? Blaming on the
I'll leave you
alcohol.
hanging on that one. Let us know here in the comments what else you got to fire with that one, Sick, as we take this on into the final round.
Final round.
And here for the final round. The Chicago Bears will shock the world and advance to Super Bowl 60. Rob, how do you feel about this one? Are you in or are you out on this one?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm out.
Keyword, unfortunately.
Yeah, because see, I think if they had beat the Packers today, they would have had a better chance. I love their running game. I love what Eric Bieniemy's doing with that running game. The Eric Bieniemy that everybody wanted to dismiss. As the Chiefs' offense has been struggling since he left. Eric Bieniemy. I like what the Bears bring. I like what they do on offense. Caleb Williams unfortunately had an interception today to end the game. But I think the Bears are made for the future. This Bears team is made for the future. But this year, no. There's too many good teams in the NFC. There's too many good teams that would knock them out. I think the Bears could get to the second round possibly, but that would be about it. You got the Rams, 49ers. You got the Packers. You got just so many good teams in the NFC. So I don't see the Bears unless they were to have like another epic performance like they had against Philadelphia where they ran for over 100 yards. That's where their bread and butter is. Ben Johnson's running the football, etc. Their defense is decent. They have a lot of injuries on that end of the football. So, yeah, I think the Bears have a good shot to get into the playoffs, do some good things. Unlike the Kansas City Chiefs, who are down 10-0 right now.
Yes, the Chiefs are not doing well at all.
My Houston Texans are about to take over first place, baby.
Your Houston Texans, you jumped off of the Cowboys and you're now on the Texans.
No, I picked the Texans to get to the Super Bowl. That's why I'm on.
Okay.
I picked, yeah. Well, like you said, I'm a Cowboys fan lifer, but I grew up one, but I'm not dedicated to them. The only team I'm truly dedicated to is Team Rob Johnson Media. And the Legacy Maker Sports Network and whoever I'm working with, which I'm working with Drew today, Sartoba Media, ladies and gentlemen, in the house, in the flesh. Sartoba Media on all social media platforms.
Sartoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome.
Thank you for the plug, sir, as I was ready, trigger happy with the finger. Speaking of the finger, I now have to give it to this topic right here and disagree with you. I'm going to go in. Surprise, surprise, I bet it was for me to go in on this topic because Rob Johnson had sold me a few years ago when he said that some point in the next half decade, the Bears will be amongst the teams to make it to the Super Bowl. I believe you said the Jaguars.
And the Jaguars.
Yeah,
I was right.
Next,
I'm telling you, next 2 years, it wouldn't shock me, dog. It wouldn't shock me because both teams, it wouldn't shock me.
But I feel like the Bears are going to be mad because of the way they lost today, and it's going to be motivation to keep them going throughout the rest of the season. They will make it to Super Bowl 60. Then they're going to lose to the New England Patriots, as the Patriots will win with first-year head coach Mike Vrabel, who will lead the team to the promised land and beat the Chicago Bears in the Super Bowl on a rainy Super Bowl day, just like Peyton Manning did to Rex Grossman when the Colts faced the Bears in 2006, just 20 years ago.
I worry about the schedule. I'm worried about the schedule a little bit because I need to see the Patriots go against the Bills again. I'm a little worried about. See, not a lot of teams' schedules have been soft this year, but you have had some teams that haven't played some of the best schedules. So I am worried about the Patriots in a way. Can I see the Patriots getting there? Definitely so. Do I have reservations about them? Yes. Even with the Bears for me, the biggest word for the Bears is consistency. You have to be consistent if you're the Bears going into these last 3-4 weeks, because you can't get complacent. You can't get complacent. You have to be consistent. You have to be able to do the things that got you here. Again, running the football, playing good defense, not getting pass happy. Not saying that Caleb Williams can't be a great passer, because he can, but you have to do the things that have gotten you to work to this point in the season. So if I'm the Chicago Bears, you played the Packers one more time. You played them competitively today. You only lost by 7 points. You were in their territory. Michael Parsons had no impact on this game whatsoever. I don't even think he had a tackle in this game. He didn't have a sack. So you were able to neutralize him. Your running game did not get going the way that you needed it to get going. That's what needs to change next game. If they can do that, yes, they could possibly make a run. But for me, if the Bears are going to do anything in the playoffs, Drew, they have to have some type of home field advantage. Bottom line, they have to have some type of home field advantage. If they don't, then I give their chances maybe about 20%. If the Bears have home field advantage, some type of home field advantage in the playoffs, I give them about a good 50% chance, 40-50% chance to make the Super Bowl.
I mean, they have the Browns next week. That's a win. They have the Packers the week after that.
Hold on. We may think it's a win, but yeah, Shador tossed 3 touchdowns today, and then of course they lost. And of course they lost to the Titans. But here's the thing, Drew, and this is something that next year, I hate to get off topic, but this is something next year that's going to be relevant, and we're going to talk about it. I know I'm going to talk about it in the offseason. The Titans have been in a lot of games this year. Okay, they've been in a lot of games this year. They played a lot of good teams, very close, like the Rams, etc. They got $80 to $90 million of cap space going into 2026. So even though we saw the Browns lose today on Kevin Stefanski's absolutely ugly, when I say ugly, 2-point conversion, where you take the ball out of your quarterback's hands, which is just absolutely ridiculous. That Titans team is better than what their record is. They only have 2 wins, but they're better than what their record is. You understand what I'm saying? So in the NFL, nothing is given. That Browns defense is still going to be tough. So even though that Browns team is not as good as as it should be, you still got Myles Garrett on the other side. Yes, you neutralized Michael Parsons today, but Michael Parsons is not Myles Garrett. I think we've all established that. So it's going to still be a tough game next week. So, but if you can win that game next week, you go into the game against the Green Bay Packers, which I think, Drew, that game should actually be flexed. What do you think? I think if the Bears win next week, that game needs to be flexed. It has to be flexed. What do you think?
If Bears win next week, they have the Packers on Saturday Night Football at 8:20, because we have Saturday night games because of college football down the playoffs.
Yeah,
but I feel like they can beat. I feel like they beat the Browns, even though they have had their hiccups with the Packers in the past, and they had one today. They lost. It was still a close game throughout, which tells me they can be competitive when they face them again and beat them this time in Chicago. They can beat the 49ers and they can beat the Lions.
Yeah,
even though
I agree.
Even the Lions have looked pretty good here lately.
But I'll say this too, Drew. Jordan Love has put himself squarely in MVP race. He has. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but a lot of people, he has put himself into that race. And I'll also say that with Christian Watson coming back, that is an integral, important piece. Now they did lose their tight end Tucker, which huge loss with Green Bay. But I think Green Bay showed a lot of resolve today. But I still think that this Packers team is susceptible. Remember something, Drew. This same Packers team lost to Cleveland earlier in the season. Games matter. So that's what and I think the Bears are going to take that into consideration going into this game, because look, we cannot take these guys lightly. And now you have a better quarterback behind center. So, I mean, and their tight end, Fannin, that's another thing they're going to watch out. They're going to have to watch out for Fannin. I believe he went to Bowling Green. I actually had him as a late first-round pick. I think he wasn't picked in the 3rd or 4th round. But, I mean, that he's going to be a handful I think Njoku was hurt, but you still got to deal with Jerry Jeudy. So yeah, and like I said before, the Bears defense has some injuries. So if you're the Bears, man, you know what you're walking into next week before you get to Green Bay. So, but like I said, if they can win those games, they can somehow win this division, and they still have to beat the Lions. The Lions blew them out the first time.
It's going to be tough, yeah.
It's
they're
critical.
finding their footing now too.
Oh, it's critical, and make no mistake about it. The Lions putting up 44 points against that Cowboys defense was huge. That defense has gotten better.
Well, Dan Campbell's been calling the plays the past 2 weeks, so that's the big difference maker.
Well, Dan Campbell's a Super Bowl away from being a Hall of Fame coach, because the turnaround that he's made in Detroit cannot be understated. The same thing, and you look at Dan Campbell and his coaching tree, and you see what he's done with Ben Johnson. How Ben Johnson is doing good things in Detroit. I mean, in Chicago. You look at the other defensive coordinator who went to the Jets. I think he'll have a better year next year and the year after that, as long as they give him an opportunity and don't fire him too quickly. They lost the Dolphins today, a very hot Dolphins team, by the way. I think that Dan Campbell's coaching tree will continue to grow. And his defensive coordinator, oh man, he's the next big star as well. Their current defensive coordinator, he's got a lot riding on what he's going to do next couple of years as well. So it's gonna be tight, it's gonna be crazy, but I think that the Bears, as long as they get home field, which will be tough, Drew, and this is a gauntlet they've got, I think they got a chance.
They most certainly do, and it's going to be interesting to see how these next 4 weeks pan out for them and multiple other teams that we had discussed throughout this show in the NFL, because, I mean, this is down to the wire where teams on the edge make it.
You got a chance to get 3 teams in the North in the playoffs. That's crazy.
And speaking of making their way in or out, it's now time that we acknowledge the Vault of Fame for Robb.
Acknowledge me.
As we make our way to the In or Out Sports Debate Vault of Fame, Robb Johnson is now a 17-time Vault of Fame inductee with episode 129. He now joins another individual tied at 17, who he will face next week, and only 2 spots away from tying for first place. Robb, how do you feel about now being a 17-time Vault of Famer?
I'm better than John Cena. I'm done talking.
And with that being said, it's now time we pay homage to the other times before 129.
Acknowledge me.
I want to take this time to kind of shout you out, Drew. You have taken a concept and made it into a whirlwind of fun for a lot of people. I know for myself, dude, I am proud of you, man. I want you to continue to do what you're doing. But the concept that you came up with, how much you put into it, how much you've changed it, how much you add to it, the work shows, man. So kudos to yourself. Round of applause for you, man. And just wanted to say thank you for having me on again. It was a lot of fun. Look forward to the next one.
Shout out to Drew for letting me come on the show. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, didn't know what to expect coming into this, and I am super happy that I agreed to come on to this because it was a blast, well-produced show. Honestly, extremely impressed by all the effort you put into this show, Drew. Thank you for having me on, and I look forward to coming back on in the future.
Man, you took me back. This is why this show was so important, and this is why I am personally validating and vouching for this show. If you are anybody in media, sports, professional wrestling, anything, you need to be on In or Out Sports Debate with my man, Drew Willingham, because this has got to be one of the most fun things I've ever done in a long time.
And now, with Robb's 17th appearance, he ties Kyle Nash for second on the Vault of Fame leaderboard, which you can see here through 129 episodes. 19's the top spot, and now Robb is tied for second with 17. Let's take it on into the final word. Now, with everything we've talked about in this show, or just anything in sports or media in general, Rob, or it could be for next week with episode 130, what do you have on your mind to say here for the final word?
My final word, man, is just utter disgust, utter just sad. Now, I'm not gonna say sadness, but you know what bothers me? Daniel Jones tore his Achilles again today.
Yes.
And I don't know if Anthony Richardson is even going to be ready to play again. I think he's still out. Anthony Richardson is still on IR and has not been cleared to play so far this season. The Colt, listen, man. If any time a player can come off injury and have a miracle comeback, it's going to be Anthony Richardson, because the Colts right now are 8-5, 8-5, 8-6, I believe. They started out 7-1. They've lost all these games. You got to feel for the Colts fans, man. You got to feel for Indiana, Indianapolis. You go to the NBA Finals. Tyrese Halliburton goes down in the finals. They clearly had a chance to beat what has turned into a dynasty of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Take them to 7 games. You beat the Knicks. You in a lot of people's hopes of the Knicks being the next big thing, etc. Just for last year, because the Knicks still have a chance this year. If you're Anthony Richardson, I think he has the orbital bone injury. You're gonna have to find some way, somehow, man, to get back. I don't know if he will or not. I don't know if he'll even be cleared. But what a shame it is for Colts fans to possibly have an opportunity to be the 1 seed, win a division, make the playoffs, now possibly not even make the playoffs. It's it goes to show you, man, that this league is a week-to-week league, and you cannot never rest on your laurels. You have to play hard every single week. Yeah, it's a little somber right now for me, because a guy like Daniel Jones, who I went and watched him play against the Miami Hurricanes, I believe it was, and it was an emotional day for me, because I had just got out of the hospital, probably about maybe 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, less than that. I was at the hospital. Had to have a friend drive with me to North Carolina to see the game. I drove back, actually, because they were so tired. I had to drive back. My first time driving at night since I got sick that time. Saw the Miami Hurricanes play. They won the game. I was happy, but I was impressed by Daniel Jones. I was impressed by his athleticism. Yeah, we talk about Daniel Jones. We talk about stuff with Daniel Jones and the tripping and all that stuff, and whatever. But Daniel Jones, man, is the type of guy where I just feel bad for him. Got a brand new start in Indianapolis, was playing great this season, and now the man tears his Achilles. Now he has to go through the rehab all over again. Just sad, man. Just sad for that guy, because a lot of people say, "Oh, he's a millionaire. He's got money." But man, when you're alone and you're rehabbing and nobody's watching, you're possibly going to miss time into next year. It's sad, man. Sad. So prayers up to Daniel Jones, man, because having to go through this, I think this is another Achilles tear. Just feel bad for the guy, man. I just totally feel bad. And I would be remiss if I did not say Zach Ertz. Prayers up to you, buddy.
Yes. Yes, big prayers up to Zach Ertz. Very well said, especially when you look at how the trajectory of the NFL's gone this year. The NFL, when it comes to teams, are like on a week-to-week basis right now, like the average American living paycheck to paycheck at week to week. Is what, if you were to compare and contrast, is the way I look at it. So definitely well said on that one there, Rob. With my final word, I'm going to touch base on a little bit of something that you brought up earlier too, and that is we're talking the NFC East, talking about the Commanders. It's something you also just brought up just literally a moment ago, Zach Ertz and tearing his ACL in the loss, done for the season. There was no reason why Jaden Daniels should have played today. The team is 3-9. We just literally saw his elbow bend the way it shouldn't a few weeks ago. And when you think about that, you think about how the team even though they were very close in the past two games, both overtime losses before today with the Minnesota Vikings losing 31-0, you're mathematically eliminated already with a 3-9 record. Even if you do win the next four or five games and get to 8-9, you're not making the playoffs. You're just ending the season on a high note. You had back-to-back overtime losses, which, yes, they're losses, but they were something to build on that you could have worked with Marcus Mariota to also showcase his talents, to maybe give him a opportunity to start somewhere else next year, even though you know Jaden Daniels is your guy. He could have helped Marcus Mariota with maintaining that momentum. Instead, you throw Jaden back out there, who did not get a rhythm established through the first couple of drives, except for, I'll take that back. They had a rhythm established when they got all the way down to the goal line, went for it on fourth down, and missed, giving the ball back to the Vikings, who it was only a 7-0 game at that point. Then they score again, and they score again and again and again to win 31-0. Looking back at how things go in that game, still, even regardless of how Jaden led the team down there and all the wind was taken out of their sails when they didn't convert on fourth down, you were still doing very similar thing with Marcus Mariota the past 2 weeks. There was no need to put Jaden in there to risk further injury, and it's potential that you could have done that because he literally re-injured his left elbow with the brace on today. It might not be as severe as Zach Ertz tearing his ACL and having to be out for the rest of the year because, you know, when it comes to your legs, your knees, anything that has to deal with the wheels of your body that gets you in motion, very, very big loss when it comes to ACL and a knee can impact you a lot more than an injury to your elbow and on your non-throwing hand. So, well, non-throwing arm. But with all that being said, looking at how it is, 3-9, no reason to be out there today. You put him out there risking further injury to the elbow, and it happens. And then when that happens, you still have Zach Ertz out there and others who, at the point in the game of what it was, I think you were down by 4 touchdowns when Ertz got hurt. Might have only been 3 in the field goal, but I think it was you were down by 4 touchdowns at that point. For looking at things with an older veteran who's hurt, 13-year veteran, won a Super Bowl in your division, yes, but still was a part of a Super Bowl winning team, goes to Arizona, has a decent continuance of his career, comes to the Washington Commanders, helps them get to the NFC East Championship. Well, not the NFC East, the NFC Championship, even though you got decimated by an NFC East rival. You still got the NFC Championship. And this year has been nothing but injury after injury after injury. It started off with the Terry McLaurin debacle, with the contract. You finally get him back in there. Week 1, he's hurt. Because, well, he didn't even play because he wasn't even ready to play. Then he gets back out there. He gets hurt. JD's hurt by week 3 with the elbow situation. No, with the knee and the thigh. Then comes back with after the hamstring situation. And then we have the elbow, and now a re-injury to that. It has been absolutely tough to watch. I'm literally wearing the JD People's Elbow t-shirt from last year, and all I can think about is how much of a bad omen that could potentially be because he now has had 2 injuries to the same elbow. Well, one, and then a re-injury of it now to make it even worse than what it was while it was at the 3rd week of healing mark. Coming into today's game, you should have left him on the shelf. He should not have played. Veterans shouldn't be playing a significant amount of minutes when you're down by 4 touchdowns being Zach Ertz, which is why Jaden got hurt 3 weeks ago to begin with. When he injured the elbow, he was in a game that he shouldn't have been playing at that point because they were down. When he injured the hamstring earlier in the year, he was in a game that was already decided. These moments that he's getting hurt in, the moments themselves that he's getting hurt in, are moments that you shouldn't have your franchise quarterback out there because literally the game's already decided. That's why people are comparing him to RG3 in the moments of putting your quarterback out there in moments that you should be resting him, because that's literally what they did to RG3, and now it's happening again.
Drew, let me say something real quick. Just a little bit of quick breaking news. The Chiefs are going to go into the half down 10-0. They just missed the field goal. And I want to also say this, too, about the Chiefs real quick before I get back on topic. I've been trying to tell people this, but nobody really wants to listen or acknowledge what the hell I'm saying. The 2025 Chiefs are the 97 Cowboys. I want people to go back and I want them to study the 1997 Cowboys for me. But back to your point, Drew, real quick. I totally agree with you. And let me ask you this, Drew, as a guy who follows the Commanders. Well, both of us are covered the Commanders. Is his job on the line? Is Dan Quinn on the hot seat a little bit? Especially if you know who becomes free. If you know who becomes free in Pittsburgh, does that make his seat hot?
Ooh.
I'm just saying, buddy.
I don't know. I think that the Steelers are going to find a way to resurrect this season, and then we're going to have it happen again where the Mike Tomlin leaving Pittsburgh situation gets extinguished. Because every single time we're in December and he gets to a point where it's make or break, he finds a way to win games, and then we don't have this discussion because they have 24 consecutive years now of a winning record, which is tied with the Patriots for the longest. Oh, no, it's tied with the Cowboys, I think. For the longest record for what Landry had up until 89 when he lost. He had 24 consecutive winning seasons at that point where they at least had a winning record or 500.
But when are we going to start having the Dan Quinn conversation? Because, Drew, unfortunately, we've seen this before. We saw it in Seattle at the end. We saw it when he went to Atlanta. Got to the Super Bowl, but towards the end, things started getting bad. When he went to Dallas, yes, he had a really good last season with them. But the almost 200 yards against Buffalo Bills, the playoff game, take the Commanders to the playoffs into the NFC Championship game, then this season. And I don't know if it was you or Larry I was talking to about this, but I had kind of warned people before the season. I said, man, there's a trend that always goes around the NFL. And it started with it was really with the 49ers, right?
You brought this up when we were talking about on Total Football Talk.
Because when I talk about the health, right?
Yeah, when we were back in August, I think.
And unfortunately, the shit came to roost because that's what I was afraid of. I'm like, bro, this was the healthiest team in the NFL last year. And then the Terry McLaurin thing happened. And I said, man, I don't like this because you're already dealing with a guy who's going to probably have soft tissue issues. He's 30 years old. And it's
tough. It's very tough to watch.
It is, man. I told you, man, I hate seeing it. Like, I'm not, like I said, me and you, we're in the journalism world. I'm a journalist. I don't get rejoiced on the Commanders being bad because I want the Commanders to be good. I want every team to be good because at the end of the day, if a team calls me today and say, hey, we want you to work for us, that's what I'm working for, dog. So I want every team to thrive, especially this Commanders team because they're so exciting. They were so exciting to watch last year. But to see this, man, it truly hurts me. It hurts me.
Well, it's not fun writing about a team that sucks or covering a team that sucks. The latter,
Trust me. I cover high school sports, and trust me, I cover teams a lot of times who aren't that great, and I have to somehow come home and write an article about that team when I really want to write something positive when it's hard to. Great pass by C.J. Stroud, Jesus Christ. But yeah, man, it's hard. But you know what, man, we're just gonna have to see what happens in the offseason. I've said it, Drew. I'll say it again. This 2026 NFL draft will probably be one of the most consequential drafts in the history of the NFL because a lot of teams, a lot of coaches the ramifications are gonna be so big going next year. And then look at the Commanders. Look at Forbes, who I wasn't a big believer. Look what he's doing now in LA. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man.
When you have the right direction, the right coaching, you imagine the sky's not the limit. You can
who is that indictment on? That's an indictment on Dan Quinn and Whitman. Listen, I like Whitman, man, but he was very inconsistent in Dallas. They're gonna have to get themselves a new defensive coordinator going into next year. I personally, in my opinion, Drew, I would go hire Rex Ryan.
He's been out of football coaching for too long, I think, though.
I think so, Drew, but they need a splash. They need themselves a splash. They need a splash, Drew. They need, or I'll give you another suggestion. I'll give you another suggestion. And you can go look his name up. I can't get his name off. I can't remember his name right off top hand. But the defensive coordinator at the University of Miami, he went from Minnesota to Miami. I want people to go look at the difference in that Miami defense from last year to this year. Or Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor's been a total culture changer at the University of Miami. I'm just saying, man, I think that they need to get Whitman out there. I like Whitman, very good coach, but I think it's time for change because that defense to me has been having too many issues the last couple of years. That's what I think. I think that a guy like a Jason Taylor.
So you're high on Corey Heatherman.
Listen,
Miami Hurricanes defensive coordinator.
Okay, so did you see Minnesota's defense 2 years ago? I want you to go back to last year. Go back to 2 years ago. I want you to look at Minnesota's defense and how good they were. And then remember last year when they had Cam Ward. They had
Minnesota to college.
Minnesota Golden Gophers. Yes, he went from Minnesota to Miami and totally changed the trajectory of their defense. If he had not been hired by the University of Miami this year, they would not be in the playoff right now. That's how much their defense has improved. And they have about maybe 2 or 3 first rounders on that defense.
You know what's funny is he played quarterback when he played. He's a defensive coordinator. It's ironic that you go it's not that often that you go from the opposite side of the ball and have success coaching.
I'm telling you, man, that guy, I'm telling you, especially if he has a really good run, really good run in the playoff, because remember, you got to go against who? Texas A&M, you got to go against Ohio State. If they win, you're going through a gauntlet of great offenses, possibly Ole Miss. That's a name to watch. I'm being serious, Drew. That's a name to watch because I'm telling you, that guy, Jason Taylor, they change cultures. They change the entire culture.
I'm not disapproving of it. Usually, when you throw random names out there, like I'll even take you back, like with baseball, when you threw Ellie De La Cruz out there, nobody knew who the expletive you were talking about, and next thing you know, the dude becomes a star for the Reds. And there was nobody else talking about it except for you when that was going on. And that's just an example that if you say a name, I'll listen.
Can I say something real quick too? I know this is like we're talking football right now, Drew. I cannot wait till baseball season.
It'll be here before you know it.
This Paul Skein thing and what's going to happen with him in the future is so fucking intriguing because on the open market, he gonna get $500 million, dog. Unless he gets traded first. Skeens is a $500 million. And let me tell you something. Right now. Don't think that the Dodgers and Yankees won't do all they can to get that arm. Don't think they won't. But I'm gonna tell you something, my guy. I love football and I love basketball. But man, especially knowing how many one-score games the Braves lost last year, I am fiending baseball. I don't know why, but it feels like the 1990s all over again. And Drew, here's the thing: baseball is coming back to NBC.
It is.
Yes, and I don't know if you've been listening to Bob Costas and some of his intros. Drew, if we get Bob Costas in baseball, I swear to God, to you, it's over for me. If I get Bob Costas in baseball, Bob Costas is the reason I do this. Bob Costas is the reason I do this. If it was not for Bob Costas and Dick Schaap, I would not be on here tonight with you. I would not.
I mean, now that baseball games are a lot faster than they were back in the day, because they're a lot quicker now. It's about the same amount of time as an NFL game for the most part. You might be inclined to get Bob Costas, or at least do some primetime games.
Yeah.
Not every single week, but some big time games.
But I'm telling you,
he'll be like your Tom Brady of baseball as far as doing the big games.
Yeah, you got the games on Peacock. Peacock is an easy app, WWE to navigate. But
but they need to pick up both ESPN and NBC are probably going to be making some adjustments based on the WWE. But let's save that for next week because we do have you coming back next week. As we will remind everybody one more time, Rob will be here next week. We'll start a little bit later, about 30 minutes later next week, because Kyle needs it because he's doing another show. But we will have a Trios edition, episode 130, 8:35. Kyle and Rob, I'm going to look forward to putting a little promo video of what you said and what he said together.
The Riddler versus Batman. I'm talking to Batman 1 and 2. I ain't talking about them other trash Batmans.
And the 90s. Dude, Jeff Bridges being the mediator. But with all that being said, Rob, thanks again for being here for episode 129 and becoming a 17-time Vault of Fame inductee.
I hope I entertained you all. I hope our guy gave you all some good information. Just what I do. I bring some good information.
I look forward to making the shorts out of this. But we only have one more thing left to tell you guys on our way on out of here, and that is to stay safe out here in these streets.
Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome.